Speedrunning. It is an art and a tragedy.
No way! No way!
No! What is that? And I want to be part of it. New PR! New PR! Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Now, where do we even begin? There are thousands and thousands of games to choose from, which brings us to our beginning, choosing the game. And I chose Doors, or so I thought. It just wasn't the game for me, and it was completely luck-based. I wanted a game that would be able to have movement and skill and be fun. So the game that I picked was Karlson. Karlson is a game where you have to get milk as fast as possible. And that's it. That's it? Is that really it?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, that's really it.
Huh. With every speedrun comes the first attempt, which is the worst attempt. So this is my first attempt and my worst attempt. With the run finished, my time came down to 8 minutes and 32.77 seconds. This might seem good, but when you realize it made a collected total of 35 mistakes in a single run, it isn't really that good. It really isn't. It also doesn't help that I am in 832nd place out of 907 people. But with the worst run complete, there was only one place to go. Up. No, not that up. Like improvement up. Just forget about it. Play the next segment. Practice.
Now, after the first run, you have to work to improve in order to get a better time. That is where practicing comes in. I have split the recording into 5 different practice segments, each of which will show how much I've improved and how I improve.
Now let's get to the first practice segment. This segment is where I did my first run. So naturally, I decided to try to improve my time immediately. Of course, it's not going to improve quickly, but I did it again and almost improved my time by 4 minutes. Holy crap! The worst part is that I didn't even understand how good this was. That's pretty good. I shaved down, what? 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Yep, just pretty good. It was so good that I was never able to do it again. Segment 2, yeah! Segment 1 was just a trial run, getting sort of a feel for the game. Now segment 2, on the other hand, is really when the practice begins. It first starts with me doing a few trial runs, warming up if you will. Of course the runs really didn't amount to anything, and I didn't get a good time. Dude, I didn't get shot. I was nowhere near. But this led to me dedicating time to the hardest levels. I named these hardest levels Run Killers. The run killers at the time are Escape 2, Sky 1, and Sky 2. Each of these levels I've messed up many times. So in order to get a better time, I have to be consistent at them. The first level that I chose was Escape 2. Escape 2 is mainly a grapple level. That's where you have a grapple gun and you use it to cling onto objects. My original time before practicing was 25.53 seconds. By the end, I got a time of 20.21 seconds. 2021. That was 2 years ago. Now, I only improved my time by 5 seconds, but the point is to be more consistent at the level, which I was. After this level, I decided to move on to Sky 1. Sky 1 is the longest level in the game, which means it's the most difficult. You have to be as consistent as ever for this level, and one slip up could mean a loss of 20 seconds. My starting time was 31.03 seconds. Then the practicing began. I worked on the original pathing that I created for myself, trying to perfect it in every way. I struggled with improving my time at all, and realized that the pathing I was taking for the level was not optimal. So, I turned to the internet. I scanned through speedruns by other people, and I picked one to watch. The one that I picked was made by none other than Much Olmec. Wait, by who?
Who even is this guy? I watched through until I got to Sky 1, and I discovered a new tech. It was beautiful, amazing, built from the tears of an angel, and you can totally tell by my expression.
So I began with my first try. And then I practiced again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until I finally got it for the first time. I actually didn't make it to the end, but at least I got the new tech in. Then after some practicing, I finally beat my original time. It wasn't the prettiest thing, but I did improve. And now my new time was 25.07 seconds. Then, of course, I kept on improving and trying my new tech that I discovered. Of course, there were failed attempts, but I began beating my time over and over again. First, I got to 23.48. Then I got to 19.02. Then 18.16, and finally 16.73. Although I did become more consistent at it, I also improved my time by a whopping 17 seconds. With all this practicing, there was only one thing left to do. Do another speedrun. There were a few failed attempts where I might have got a little angry.
Dude, how did I get this?
But the levels that I did practice improved substantially. Or not. Then the run of improvement happened. I was not only on track to beating my old time, but destroying it. I was nailing everything. All my practice had begun to pay off. Then tragedy struck. The final run killer, the only run killer I did not practice, ruined it. I ended up beating my old time. But at one point, I was up 1 minute and 32 seconds and almost lost all of that time.
No.
If I had done
What do you
even
mean?
5 seconds slower than my fastest time, I would have set a personal record below 3 minutes. Of course, with this tragedy, the next level that I would tackle would be Sky 2. Now, segment 3 does exist, but it is irrelevant. So I'm going to summarize it in 10 seconds or less. First, I started out trying to get a new record. That didn't work, so I tried to practice Sky 2 and ended up wanting to learn a tech called Edge Jump. It is the hardest tech in the game. I tried to apply it to the first level and get a feel for it, and failed for 20 minutes straight and then gave up.
Oh, goodness.
Segment 4! Segment 4 begins with me trying to figure out which level I want to practice first. I searched for a little bit and decided to go with Escape 1. I find a video created by a guy named Doritos.
Oh yeah, this is my kind of dude.
And watch through his run. I learned how to make Escape 1 even faster. The new technique is going on the outside wall instead of grabbing the grenade launcher. I practiced this for a little bit and then get distracted with the help menu. For some reason, I messed with it, and then I accidentally changed the FOV to the lowest it can be.
That's horrible.
But soon I fixed it and changed my FOV to 125. I finished practicing Escape 1 and then set a new record of 1374. And then I don't beat it again, ever, not even to this day. After that, I looked for more things to practice and settle on Sky 2, the third run killer. I learned a new tech in Sky 2, which I don't know where I got it from! And then I got it pretty good at it, yeah! Soon, I finished practicing it and moved on to actual runs. I began the speedrunning struggling. I barely even got past the first 3 levels and my patience was dwindling. Then I finally got past the 3rd level and was on track to getting sub 3. I almost failed at Escape 1 but barely held on and still was on pace for a new record. Then Sky 0 happened and had to reset the entire run.
Dude, why did I bounce off?
Of course, this was not too much of an issue. You can always fail a level once in a while, right? I started the runs back up again, a little frustrated, but thinking I could do this. Huh. I failed at the exact same level.
I hate Sky 0.
So now I'm mad, and over it, and frustrated. So I go, take a break, and get some bread. After these experiences with Sky 0, I decided to practice level, making sure that this error would never happen again. I began making progress, getting better and better at the level, and more consistent at it.
But then I learned something about this level. Something that flew over my head in the past. This level was a run killer. Actually, it is worse. This level is a run destroyer. This level would ruin runs. And not only that, but also ruin my mental. And for the next 20 minutes, I practiced out of pure rage. But soon, I finished the practice and went back to doing runs. I had errors here and there, and maybe with the level that I hated from the pits of hell. But soon, I was on a roll. I had a really good run going, and I got past Sky Zero. I was on track to getting sub 3 until...
Yeah!
I finally got sub 3. I was so excited, and not only that, I thought I was top 200 in the world. I was mistaken though. Don't get me wrong, what I already did was a huge accomplishment, but I was less than a second off from being top 200 in the world, and it kind of just put a damper on the whole thing. So, I made it my goal to be top 200 in the world at Karlson.
Segment 5. I began segment 5 practicing levels so I could get warm. It wasn't going too bad and I was actually in a great mood. I love this game. I looked back at where I started and realized how much I've improved at this game. Compared to my first few runs, I am substantially faster. I have mastered all of these new techniques that I discovered with dedication and practice. Soon after all this practicing, I go back to doing runs. Let's do this. With every beginning to a set of new runs, it always begins with a few failures. But after a while, I can get deeper into the levels. And soon, I found myself in an amazing run. I am nailing everything that I practice. Tutorial is a breeze. Sandbox 0 had a little hiccup, but I continue on. I almost got the record time on Sandbox 1. I triumphed over Sandbox 2. Escape 0 was a breeze. I nailed what I practiced in Escape 1. I went crazy grappling in Escape 2. Escape 3 was a little close, but I still moved forward. Sky 0 couldn't even stop me. My new tech in Sky 1 was near perfect. Almost all of the run killers were defeated. Even Sky 0 was defeated. Now all that there was left to do was the final run killer, Sky 2.
Yes! We actually did it this time! Top 200, baby! 2, 3, 4! Yeah! Yeah!
I did it. Top 200. Now all that's left to do is subscribe and wishlist Karlson on Steam so I can possibly play it sooner and win.